Yes, we are back here on Media Estate. My name is Duke Mwesigwa, and today we're going to be delving into an interesting topic, an interesting discussion of the Uganda Canada Convention 2023 in Ottawa. I have the organizer on set, one of the organizers on set with me. People have been asking me one day twete ku bantu abatunyonyole how they organize these events in Canada. So today mukisa okumanya the events about in Canada. It's going to happen in July. So it's a pleasure hosting Mr. Shadrack Olinga.
Thank you very much. Good to have me. I'm really happy to be. I've been well. You? How's everything? Happy New Year. I think I last saw you, back on the 29th of December last year. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Shadrack, quickly as we delve into this conversation of the Uganda Canada Convention, why Canada and the convention?
Well, why Canada? Because you see, when you look at North America is not just the US alone. It includes Canada as well. So we realized that Canada had also been an ignored part of North America. So we took the initiative and realized there's a number of Ugandans now who are living back in Canada that also need these services that we do provide in the US and also back home here.
Shadrack, let us tugende mpola atulaba yagala kumanya clearly who are the organizers of this event of the Uganda Canada Convention. Who are the organizers?
Well, it's a big team. It's a big team. Of course, we have the main person, that is Ronnie Mayanja, who is the head. Then we have Mr. Justice Mirembe. We have Jeff Chizito, who are back in Canada. We have our patron, who is Dr. Maggie Chigozi. Then of course we have Susan Namulindwa, who is in Ottawa as well, just a member, and of course me inclusive, who is based here in Uganda.
Shadrack, you work as who in this setup?
Well, when it comes at large, I'm the event coordinator for the Uganda Canada Convention, and I'm also the event coordinator for the Uganda that's the Boston Convention, the Uganda New England Convention that happens in October in the US. But right here in Uganda, I'm the country manager.
People out there, the public, they want the trust. They want to believe that you guys will take them. For how long have you been organizing this convention?
Well, this year would be the 6th time we'll be having the convention. Yeah, and of course, doing something for 6 years, that shows it's trust. It's trust, it's space, it's consistency. So we've had a couple of people that we've had there, right from, of course, once you have names like Dr. Maggie that are rooting for you. We've had the former speaker, Honorable Kadaga. She's been there with us. So it's been a long journey for all of us. It's a long journey for us. And in terms of trust, I mean, numbers don't lie. Everything is in black and white. We've basically done this. We have a lot of partners. Uganda Investment Authority, the likes of URA, the different banks we have here, the Stanbic, Centenary, the Post banks. All those are partners that we work with.
Mr. Shadrack, you said it's headed by Mr. Ronnie Mayanja and all those guys. They are not here at the moment. You're the one who's in the country. So the one running all the requirements, the registration and all the consultancy.
Well, what basically happens here is that registration is ongoing. So my job here is just to see how do we coordinate all the moving parts that we have. And it is open to 1, business owners, 2, those who are employed, based on the topics that we cover back in the diaspora or the services that are offered back in the diaspora that are needed. Of course, that goes all the way from banking and finance, insurance, real estate. It's quite big. Then of course the diaspora tax policy, because there is so much information that people in the diaspora do not know about back here home, and even us here in Uganda, very many people don't know these things. So it's actually a good thing, not just for the diaspora, but also urge Ugandans who are here to be able to follow up such conversations, especially the ones that we have, online and things of a sort. There is quite much to learn. Things to do with diaspora tax policy. You're going to look at the whole new rent tax. Many people don't know about it. You're going to talk about, diaspora banking, the real estate, sector. The question here is, how best can one actually buy a house here in Uganda? Now, this doesn't apply to someone in diaspora alone, but even you who is here, this information is very vital to you. it also helps you plan, and then you're able to make, a very meaningful choice.
Well, okay. Let us now delve into the real issue, the gist of the matter. Who are those people who are eligible to attend this conversion?
Well, like I said, based on the services offered, do you fall in the real estate sector? Do you fall under the banking sector, the medical sector? Do you want to go and have like a skills exchange, have partners in the tourism sector? Because this year, I think our main focus will be tourism. Because that's the space that many of our tour operators haven't really, dived into. So it would be very, very crucial for them to be part of that, because it's a very huge market. It's a growing market. It's a virgin market for tourism. So the question is, if these guys are coming to Rwanda, to Kenya, how do we drive that traffic back to Uganda as well? So it's an opportunity for the tour operators to be part of this conversion, because it basically targets them this time round. Yes.
Mr. Shadrack, let us look at the requirements. What are requirements for one to attend the Uganda Canada conversion?
Well, it's a twofold thing. One, it is open to the employed, then those that own the businesses themselves. Then, of course, having a passport is very important. It's key. The East African passport. Yeah, an East African passport, or the blue. That's the blue passport. Then, of course, one has to be employed. So we
Self-employed? Or
yes. So we need to take away this whole mindset of the Canada Commission provides you with jobs. No, we don't do that. We just create a platform for people to exchange ideas, to exchange contacts, and further their businesses. So that, of course, if someone is employed, would need a recommendation letter from your employer. By
someone
these
is self-employed,
now these are not even our requirements. These are embassy requirements.
Embassy requirements.
They're not our requirements. Yes. So you're going to look at things like either a letter from your employer. If it's a business owner, they can then provide their certificate of registration. Do you get?
the company should be registered in
Yeah,
Uganda.
it should be a registered company.
It's a requirement from you or from the embassy?
It's an embassy requirement. All these requirements are embassy requirements. So we basically have these and disseminate them to all the people, so that when they're applying, they keep this checklist in mind.
On further speed, I want people there to understand clearly. You said someone needs a passport.
Yeah, sure.
A certificate passport.
Yeah.
That is number one. Number two, someone should be employed.
Yes,
Self-employed.
or self-employed. Yes.
Number three, someone should be
Well, you need
a certificate of registration
of
for the
regis-
company.
for the company. Yes,
Okay.
that's proof. That's proof
That's
of
proof
of
the business is
registration.
legit.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you pay your taxes? All these kind of things are looked into when you're applying for all this. Then, of course, your bank statements need to be really, really clear.
Bank statements.
Yeah, bank statements, both personal or
Bank
company.
statement, yeah, let us pose a question from there.
Mm.
Bank statements, wagala bank statement. Ya personal or ya company gyenkolera.
Eba, I think chiba better. Kubanga kati mukama nga banga yakutumye. It's better nakuwa buli kimu. Yeah, ate inakubanga ya 6 months. Like from today, 6 months kudda mabega. Again, it's an embassy requirement. CFS, so 6 months kudda mabega. Yes. So of course, of course, things like ndagamuntu, things like ndagamuntu, things like ID yokumulimu to prove that you're actually employed there. Of course,
You work ID.
yes. Then of course, end of the day, muzina NC, they need people.
Amatugamba you need a marriage certificate, wetaaga ebintu bingi, COVID certificate.
Of course,
Batugamba wetaaga okuba n'ebyapa to travel to those areas, olina okuba n'emmotoka, tunyonyolemu ewantu.
nedda sente olina okuba, but end of the day baagala kumanya nti interest zo ziriwa. You get? Kubanga ekiri nti
Yagenda ku attending a convention.
yes. Kati baagala kumanya, it's basically profiling, kumanya who you are. You get, it's part of the profiling. Nti gwani, I have property here, I have a car. This basically it's
How many properties I have?
not how many properties.
It's also a requirement from the embassy.
It is a requirement from the embassy. Kubanga abasinga kyebamanyi, abasinga, cause right now what happens is bwoba katugambe baagala kuprofile kumanya ani ajja mu nsi yaffe, anajja mu nsi yaffe ali atya, things of so it's part of profiling you to know exactly who you are. You get, it's just part of profiling you. Since they're going to do anything with their property or things like that, no.
Is it also among the keynote things they need, or it's just a
It's one of them. It's also one of them. Even travel history is one of them. of course abasinga balowooza nti when you don't have travel history tosobola kufuna visa. I know people have visa without travel history. Why travel history here is just okumanya nti when Mwesigwa left was in this particular country, did he overstay? Yali mwene ensi yalalira things of a sort, just to have that history okumanya who they're dealing with.
I can't apply for this conversion if I don't have a travel history.
You can.
You can.
You actually can.
Second, can I apply to this conversion if I don't have land, car, those things?
Well, my ask would be that if you don't have them, just declare you don't have them.
Just say I don't have them.
Yeah.
Still them.
Yeah, you just declare you don't have them.
But the embassy wants them.
Yeah, but then it's not a matter that I should. If it's a requirement, when I'm filling out, I could still say I don't have a plot of land. I don't own this property.
Doesn't that one put me on a disadvantage side?
Like I said, end of the day, it is profiling. Some people who get this even without having these properties, you know, you don't have the land, but you still get the visa. So it's not that if you don't have these things, you want to get these things. It's part of profiling to know who you are. Do you have this? If you're married, if you have kids, if you don't have kids, end of the day, it's all profiling to know who are we trying to bring into our country. Yes.
Let us now look at the finances. How much do you guys organize? Because you also don't do it for charity. How much you guys organizing it? How much is it? The input, basically.
Well, initially we had an early bird booking of $250, which ended on the 31st of December. 31st of December is when it ended. So from 1st January 2023, that fee went up to $300. Why do we charge that? That is basically money that we use to run these events. Remember, we're going to be at the Westin Hotel, so we use these funds to pay for the venue, pay the relevant permits and everything. Then of course we do have certain overheads that we need to take care of. So these monies help us cover all this. Yes.
So you request for $300 as registration fee.
Yeah, registration fee.
That comes with.
Well, of course, with that, we use, like I said, that helps us cover the overheads. But once you pay that $300, we then give you an invitation letter, which is part of the requirements as well when you're applying for a visa. Yeah, so we give that to you, inviting you into Canada to be part of the conversion.
Okay, what are some of other monies that are required?
No, because for us, on our end, usually what we do is we give you the invitation. End of the day, then, of course, we do have our travel partners. Satguru Travel, of course, they were referred to us by the Uganda Commission in Ottawa because of their track record, the credibility. We've worked with them for a year now, and we've not had a problem with them. So I'd actually urge whoever is registering to try Satguru, to work with Satguru, because of the work they do, the credibility, things of a sort. So in terms of visa fee, biometrics, and the service fee, that comes to $50 on their part. Yes, that's what they charge. Then of course we do have Ethiopian Airlines. Those are our travel partners that we've worked with for the longest. So of course with that, we still, if you want to enjoy discounts on travel, on flights and everything, of course you go Ethiopian Airlines.
When is this conversion happening and where?
It will be in Ottawa at the Westin Hotel from the 30th of June to the 2nd of July. Yes. That will be Canada Day weekend, because around the same period they'll be celebrating their independence.
So people want to attend this conversion in June and July. Do they still have time? What time is out?
Well, I would say there's time, because the earlier someone does it, the better, because you'd realize that according to the embassy, the last time I was at the embassy in Nairobi, we were advised to apply 2 to 3 months before the travel date. 2 to 3 months. So we have like 4 months to go. So it would be good for one to actually utilize the remaining time to be able to prepare. So as you realized last year, people had a challenge in getting response from the embassy. Reason being they applied late. So this time we open registrations very early. We urge people to actually do the registrations and prepare, because end of the day, people come back to us, we didn't get the visas, we didn't get this. But then the challenge also comes with the backlog at the embassy as well. Yeah.
Okay, Shadrack, I want to understand if there's any deadline for your registration from your end.
Well, I think the ideal time would be end of February.
End of February.
Yeah. So we have about 2 weeks to go. Yeah.
Okay, as you wind up this interview, business conversion, do you have any other conversions in other countries, or it's only Canada?
Like I said, we have Canada, that is from the 30th of June to the 2nd of July at the Westin. Then we have the Uganda Diaspora New England Convention, which will be in Boston. That is from the 6th to the 8th of October this very year. Then of course we're back at Serena in December. That's on the 28th and the 29th for the homecoming gala here at Serena.
Okay. Any success stories about these conversions, and what's the motive behind them?
Well, one thing that we do is why we have these conversions. One of them is basically entrepreneurship, because you'd realize that many people actually do through these conversions. Like you saw last year, we had the Chinese community, the diaspora that was here. We had the Japanese. They actually plan to come and do some sort of entrepreneurship here in Uganda. Then of course things like philanthropy, knowledge exchange, because you'd realize through these diaspora connections, we have a transfer of knowledge. People who come back to Uganda and want to skill people, want to do that, like to basically create jobs here in Uganda. So once you create this kind of platform, create a vibrant environment for them, that kind of pushes them to be part of this and bring back to the country as well, and also be a bridge between the private sector and also the government as well, because you realize that we do have government officials that come to our conversions. They are part of our conversion. So basically we try and bridge that gap as well, and see how do we get the private sector and the public sector work together to further trade and investment between the diaspora and Uganda as well.
Okay, akatalekeka abannayuganda bangi banjagadde ogenda okwetaamu eno conversion naye nga bakusanga wa, office zammwe ziridda wa, baregisteringa batya, muli online olaba, for example nawe abadde bagamba nti singa omuntu abadde ng'ali Rwanda nga si munnayuganda, kubanga eriko Uganda Canada Business Convention, abamu bava Burundi, abamu bava East African countries tetolodde. Now can they also take part in this conversion?
Actually, Choino Manyanti, this time round the conversion is open to all the East African member states, and that's why you see also part of the people we've invited this year are the ambassadors or the representatives back in Ottawa from the different countries. So it's open to all, and to get more information, just go to www.ugandacanadaconvention.com. For those, for any questions, for any inquiries, you can always get on our website as well. You can get to our email addresses, write to us, we shall respond to you.
Those people who can't access you and they want to pay their money to register on time, how best do they reach you? Do you have any bank that you partner with that someone can go there and pay their money? What should they do?
We have two options. One can use Eventbrite if they want to make payments online. Then of course we do have our partner bank here, which is Post Bank Uganda, that we've worked with for the longest. So it's just a good place to go if you want to make a registration. Right there, when you get there, you'll meet a lady called Florence. There's Florence, there's Barbara, so they should be able to advise you on registration and things of the like.
Uganda bagamba nti no Canada, if people apply, let's say they are 100, bawako batono nnyo visa, they can only give out, let's say if 100 people apply, bawako the same thing like 20 people. Is it true?
I wouldn't say it's true, because let's not be very quick to blame the embassy. In as much as embassy esalawo nigwewa visa, and they don't give because of numbers, they give because of the right kind of applications made. Because if you've made a wrong application, why should they give you the visa? Because you realize many of us here tuwera mbwangu tukola biri, so they give those who qualify. Not that they're based on numbers, no. They're based on those who qualify. It's not about the numbers. Out of 100, no. It is based on those who qualify. Yeah.
Okay, abakulaba eringa banjagadde contactinga personally n'okufollowinga ku social media, manye nti okufollowinga mwina platforms social media kwenza okutrackingira emirimu gyamwe gye mukola.
Well, like I said, you can check our Facebook pages. Twitter, that is Uganda Diaspora Network. We do have all that there. Then you can check our website, www.ugandacanadaconvention.com. You can also reach me on my lines. That's 0700 76 9683 or 0760 44 92 42.
Shadrack, as we wind up this interview, any other Any something else you want to tell these people out there about Uganda Canada conversion?
Well, I think my communication will be very simple. For those that would like to be part of it, it's a very good platform for those that who want to further their businesses, just beyond Uganda, who want to tap into new areas like maybe Canada, the US. We're basically trying to create that environment for you to be able to interact, to be able to create and further your business right there. So that's it basically.
Alright, mukyawuliddewo kuva wa Shadrack Olinga, event coordinator wa Uganda Canada Convention. My name is Duke Mwesiga right here on Media Estate. Kansubire mwena mufunyemu ekyokuyiga abagala okwapplyinga ugende Canada okukola ne bye mukola. Have a nice time.